Free content, ports and remasters, and some interesting console updates. This is GNN. So in our first story of the day, it looks like PlayStation's actually giving out some AAA titles for free. So PlayStation actually tweeted, "Stay safe and play the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection and Journey for free from April 15th through May 5th. It's part of their Play at Home initiative, and these games are completely free, no PlayStation Plus required. You can just download them and play immediately." It also looks like TinyBuild is planning to launch an animated series of their hit game Hello Neighbor. They launched the pilot on Friday on YouTube, and they're saying if the reception is positive, then they could possibly fund a full-fledged animated series, which is kind of neat. Moving on to the next story of the day, it looks like the classic game from the PS3, Xbox 360 era Crysis is getting a remaster. I've seen people on YouTube and Twitter both begging for a remaster of this game, and it looks like Crytek listened. Not only that, but it looks like it's coming to the Switch as well. This will be the first Crysis game on a Nintendo platform ever. The Crysis handle on Twitter actually dropped a reveal trailer of sorts. It was more like a teaser trailer, but basically at the very end it said coming soon, which makes me think that it's actually coming this year. It makes me really happy that a lot of developers are giving their titles a second shot on these current gen platforms with remasters or remakes. I mean, it makes me even happier that all of them are coming to Nintendo Switch, or at least most of them, because I feel like Nintendo during the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 era kind of got left out a lot due to the hardware limitations of the Wii. So as a Nintendo fan, it makes me happy to see all these games come into the Switch. Speaking of coming to the Switch, here's a surprise that I never thought would come. Jump Force is actually coming to the Switch. Now, it looks like the Switch version will come with some bonus characters. I'm sure they're going to add them back into the previous versions as DLC. That makes the most sense to me. I mean, as for the whole package, it's Jump Force on the Switch. I don't really know who wanted it, but if you did, it's coming. Now, moving on to the big story of the day, it looks like Sony's actually going to limit the initial production run of the PlayStation 5. Now, we're not exactly certain why they're doing this, but according to Bloomberg News, it looks like they're struggling with component costs. On top of that, it looks like Sony's been struggling to come up with a solid price point for the PS5. It looks like the console's kind of hovering around $500 to $550, and it wouldn't be the first time PlayStation struggled with pricing either. I mean, the PlayStation 3 launched for $599, so basically a $600 console, which is absurd considering everything else. The Xbox and the Wii both launched at about $200 to $400 respectively. With the reveals for the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 5 being so back and forth, left and right, kind of up and down, it's going to be interesting to see what the two companies do to combat each other. I'm thinking they don't want history to repeat like it did with the PS3, and hopefully that selling it at a loss in the long term they'll make up the profit. So the Switch got a pretty big software update, and no, it isn't themes. So you just go into system settings and scroll down to controllers and settings, and now you can button map. So in this setting, you can now map any button on the Switch Pro controller or Joy-Cons to any other button. So if we go in here, we can see all the buttons laid out on the Pro controller, and say we wanted to set ZL to the capture button, or maybe we want to disable the capture button. We could go to the capture button and click disable. And with this, no more accidental screenshots. So pretty much you can map any button or disable any button on any of the current controllers. And on top of just mapping it, you can also save the mapping to certain presets. So say one game you wanted to have, jump be on the A button instead of the X button. Or maybe one game you want the capture button to be disabled. Well, now you can save it to a certain preset, and you'd be able to recall it just like that. Whenever you update your console, it's also good practice just to update your controllers as well. That's actually going to be it for GNN. I have no new games to report since nothing notable launched this week. But if you want to see gameplay, you can follow me on my Twitch. I stream a variety of games, pretty much everything from modern to classic. Hit like if I caught you up to date. Hit subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the latest gaming news. And I'll see you guys next Sunday.